for chair position, isn't it? There are candidates who are running for chair position. Our candidate is running to be a councilman. So I would advise strongly against someone who is known to be an ardent supporter of our candidate trying to appear not to support or to support another candidate. If you are supporting Birya, support Birya constantly. So. But if, for example, I am supporting a certain candidate for chair, and I come and say I am not supporting Birya, it may seem that that is the word from my chair position or from my candidate. And the same can apply. If, for example, I am supporting Birya, and I come out strongly and say I am not, or I am supporting a certain candidate, that may not work for us, isn't it? We need all the supporters from all the three-tier candidates. Have we aligned ourselves? If we align ourselves to any particular chair, we will lose, because even here, we may be supporting different chairs. Sindio? We may. I don't know. If that is something in your heart, Birya will vote for a chair. We don't need to ask her who is that chair. Let her vote for her chair. No, she can guide 2 or 3 friends on who to support. Lakini, we don't need to ask her who she's supporting the chair. So that will just support her, and all the other people who are supporting different chairs feel comfortable with her. And that will earn us more friends and not antagonize anyone who feels like I am not welcome in this camp because I am supporting certain chair. And in this regard, I am not speaking to a particular person. I am just saying politics is about perception, and perception shapes politics. Up to that point, that is my biggest remark I wanted to make today. You can rest assured you have my individual vote and my support in your match.
Fantastic.
So, thank you.
A big round of applause. Maurice, thank you very much for your boldness. Thank you for even, just sharing a little bit of your journey in elective positions, and of course the alignments that you have shared on some of the things that need to be done on matters having the right strategies. And indeed, as CPA Morris has mentioned, perceptions shape reality. So how the perceptions will be will really contribute largely to how the lobbying will be. And largely, as he has insisted, let's support her constantly. If our support will be constant on her side, then largely very many other of our members will also throw their backs behind CPA Birya. Of course, this is very important, and that is why we are here. And of course, it is clear that already some votes are in her basket, and it's we who can, of course, create that traction that will even make those votes to add on. And of course, looking at some of the milestone actually highlighted, I request us to go to our let's take the flyer that we have. This is very outstanding, in terms of some of the various positions she's actually held in the public sector, being a deputy registrar of political parties in this country, director finance and administration, county director of treasury, finance manager, grants coordinator, electoral manager at some point in Kilifi County, accountant and senior accountant positions. Just among very repeatable positions that she's been able to hold, showcasing the abilities that CPA Florence Birya possesses, that, of course, with our support, she can actually be able to clinch position for council member. Once more, we want to appreciate you, CPA Morris, for that candid sharing. Right now, I want to welcome CPA Mwatela to also come and share a little bit of how he knows CPA Florence Birya and why he feels that she's also the right pick for this council member position. Welcome, sir. We are glad you made time to join.
Good evening, FPS. At least we have around two of them. Yeah, it's a blessing from the Coast branch. I don't have much to say. Uh, as far as my experience is concerned, I always respect my elders and those who have spoken before me. I've really liked what they have said and they have inspired. It is our time as I don't want to say as Coast branch, but as the whole country to make another history after we made it some 4 years back and we produced a new East Park Coast branch chair who was a lady. To me, with my little years that I've interacted with CPA Birya, she has been my mentor. And saying that because when I finished CPA, it was her and SPA Dalton who introduced me to the world of accounts, and I took it from there. And this is another time we also want to make a very great change and history in the making in the East Park Coast branch. As I've said, I don't have much to say. I want to add what CPA Morris has said, that we as Coast branch members, we want to behave like the Chinese. When the Chinese and the Japanese were into wars during back in 1845, they were defeated and they said, from now and henceforth, we're going to fight the world economically. So they will not intervene to personal affairs of any democratic country or any regime. That war was left to Americans. As we speak now, the Japanese and the Chinese are the ones that are leading economically. So it is our time that we only concentrate on our council position. And whoever supports different candidates, that will be allowed to do it. But our only interest is to make sure that our council candidate becomes a council member. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's appreciate that. Right there. We appreciate you, CPA Motella, for joining us and also pledging your vote, and of course coming in very strongly to encourage all of us. It's time to make history, and who will make the history? We are the people to make that history a reality by casting our votes and lobbying for CPA Birya to be able to finally, when the time comes to make that decision to cast that vote, that we are casting our votes for CPA Florence Birya, and of course, we will make our chapter even more prouder, and of course, with it, having an opportunity to have this great agenda being implemented at the council level. Of course, as we'll be looking at some of the areas she has clearly shared, I mean, She knows and she has an understanding of why she really wants this position and the contribution, impact, and influence that she will actually be able to take to the council. Moving on, so far so good. We want to appreciate all of us with the contributions we are making to ensure that this journey that has begun, the very many thousand steps that will be needed, are already unfolding. I want to welcome CPA Bebewa to also come and share in how she knows the lady of the evening and why he feels she's the right pick for council member. Welcome, CPA Bebewa. Makofi ya CPA Bebewa akimic hapo. Very well, take it over.
CPS, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is CPA Bebewa Jackson, and I'm the current Vice Chair, ISPA Coast Branch. I knew Florence in a circumstance. We met in a meeting that was an official in Kilifi. And in a function, I didn't know her, but I had heard of her. So I greeted her, introduced myself to her. But unfortunately, she forgot when I met her when I was running, when I wanted to run for a seat. And then I called her and I told her that I want to be Kwale County representative. She told me, but I don't know you. Why that bold step? Are you in good standing? I told her yes. Then she told me that we will meet tomorrow in Mombasa. We met, and she inspired me. And the inspiration is the reason as to why I have to support her. I supported her during the time when she was campaigning for chair, Coast Branch. I am supporting her today. We were around 5 lieutenants, but I can see some have dropped, but I'm still the lieutenant now. I spam those groups until people are calling me and telling me that, hey, we want her in the council so that the great agenda can be implemented. And I call her the voice of the minority. I call her the voice of the minority. And I was sharing a story about minority with a friend that if the minority keep quiet, they'll continue being minors. But if the minority get a person who can stand up and speak for them, then that is where we should be going forward. And this is a step forward, and we are towards the right direction. Let us support Florence. And I support her because of 3 things. One, she has a wealth of experience in government matters and even in the private sector. That is one thing. The other thing is policy matters. She's well versed in policy, and we need a person who can go to the council to implement our policies that have stagnated or policies that we are finding it difficult to be implemented by the council. That voice has to be there. We need her there so that that one happens. The last thing is that apart from, I don't see her as a coastal person. Her being at the national level already, she is an international figure. And people of her caliber need to, we need to hold their hand. And here she is. So I'm calling upon everyone who is listening to us today that vote Florence Birya because she's an international person. She's not even local person. She's an international figure that can spur us to levels that we cannot imagine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate CPA one more time. Very well, very well. From her meeting CPA Florence in a circumstantial manner to, of course, lobbying for her and now being her supporter, as is rightfully said, a strong lieutenant for this cause, and as he has rightfully articulated, having the voice for the minority is very, very crucial. So we are appreciating these sentiments, and of course, we are the people who will make this happen. So, as you rightfully put it, we need to recruit more lieutenants who will be able to lobby for CPA Florence so that finally this journey can actually become a reality. And of course, having such a strong lady like her will be a good addition at the council. I'm advised that our chair, FCPA, is not feeling very well, so we want to allow her to speak at this moment so that she can be able to give her blessing, and then we will be able to allow her to leave so that she can be able to settle in and feel better. Ladies and gentlemen, CPA is in the house. Let's give a warm round of applause to our chair who has come to bless this evening and speak on CPA Florence. Karim. Ole? Feel better.
Thank you.
Yes, you use that, but
good evening, everybody. I am so sorry. I had a migraine, and with migraine comes light sensitivity, and it's terrible. Sort of like, but nevertheless, I feel that, I needed to be here, and I needed to be here to support Florence Birya. I'm not going to be able to say much, but I will tell you one thing. What do we look for in a leader? We look for integrity. We look for honesty. We look for transparency. We look for the passion. We look for compassion. We look for the know-how, the technical knowledge that he or she would bring to the table. Right? All this and more is there in Florence Birya, and I'm saying that because I served under her. When she was the chair, I served under her in not one but two positions, ironically. I was the gender rep, and then I became the secretary for a bit. So I'll share a story with you, a small story. And during COVID, and there's a reason why I call her the COVID chair. It's not a joke. Leadership was tested and tested severely during COVID, right? You must all agree. It was not easy. Virtually, she would hold meetings, and virtually would be a challenge because the first time, or you're not so familiar with logging and doing meetings online, and yet you're here struggling. And I remember the terrible times you used to have with, you're grappling. I don't have network. I don't know what is happening. Suddenly you're going off air, and you don't know. There was a point in which you had to do a CSR activity. Okay, as a gender rep, I was in charge of CSR activities, and she calls me and tells me, I want to do a CSR activity. But chair, it's in the middle of COVID. We are not allowed to go out. What do? I don't, somehow we have to pull this off because there are some people who are more deserving than us and they need to be facilitated. So we have to do what we can and we ensure. This lady, at that time, you already knew her. She came down to Mombasa. We facilitated. It was just three ladies, by the way. Florence, Birya, myself, and Aina and Rashid. We climbed down all the way. You know where Coast General is? Then there's the slums there. It's called Mandizini or something. Yeah, Mandizini slums. So we partnered with a local NGO, Mama's Touch. And we braved the COVID. We put on masks and we did all we could, and we carried bills of unga and whatever we could manage to, get. We went down and we talked to them. We talked to the children and the ladies and the gents in the slum, and we talked to them about their in their lives and how we can better their lives and all that. So this is the kind of leadership that we are looking for. Fearless when it comes to, reaching out. Fearless when it comes to voicing concerns. Because I believe that you're one person who doesn't mince words. You speak it out the way it is. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, that's your problem. It's not mine. But I have to say what I have to say, and I'm going to say it. That's the type of fearless, bold leaders we need. So we are in this election period. It is not an easy period, trust me. Even as a chair, I'm telling you it's not an easy period because there's a lot of things happening. But please, my earnest plea to all of us here and people who are listening, always make sure that you are carefully gauging what this leader is talking to you about. You know what challenges you are facing as a profession. You know out there what is happening with our profession, how much bashing we are taking from all sectors, how much image cleaning we have had to do for the past few years. Okay, so you know what you need in a leader, and you are going to look carefully at what each leader is proposing to bring, and then you're also going to delve into the performance of that leader based on how they have performed during the tenure of the leadership, because I believe most of them have been tried and tested. They're already leaders. They've come from the leadership positions. So my answer is, please choose wisely. Choose the people you believe in, because you believe in somebody for a reason. Okay? Whatever it is you're looking for, honesty, integrity, fearlessness, all these things are very important. So let's not just, let's think beyond. Let's think beyond the campaign period. Out there, when we are going to put our leader forward, is like you're putting her forward with the hope that, and with the knowledge that we are putting somebody who's going to actually lead, who's going to make a difference, who's going to bring the change that we as accountants really need. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I'm so sorry I could have gone on and on, but all the best, my dear. All the best. We are praying for you.
You can do better than that. Let's appreciate our chair. Let's appreciate. Thank you. That's what commitment is all about. He's managed to get the time despite not feeling very well. The migrants are trying to bring her down, but she has been able to come and speak to us and very articulate, FCPA, our chair, on some of the key areas that you've actually highlighted. And one thing stands out: tested performance, and that's very, very crucial for the position at the council. So if our CPA Florence has been tested and her performance has been seen to be good and credible, then of course it's only right that we put our weight behind her and ensure that she clenches this, cutting across integrity, honesty, compassion, technical know-how, commitment, and also fearlessness. So we are glad. Thank you very much. We will allow you to go rest and take medication, and of course, quick recovery. Makofi ya chair anapotuaga. Asante, asante. Thank you very much, and quick recovery from that particular migraine and the slight coughing that we are getting there. AC iko sawa? Isiwatatize. Want to ensure that you are all comfortable so that we can continue. Very well. So
People disappeared here or what
our
happened?
chair has already spoken, so I want to allow CPA Walter Kilonzo to also speak, and then we will be able to have moved. CPA Walter Kilonzo, welcome. Thank you for finding time to join us, and of course for gracing this occasion. Talk to us on how you've known CPA Florence, why you feel she's a good bet. Welcome.
Good evening, colleagues, and good evening to those that are watching us online across the nation. What are they fearing? What are they fearing? And good evening to those that are
You are using the generator. So now, our IT specialists, we are good. Just confirm that our virtual CPA us so that we can proceed. Okay. Yeah. CPA Walter is the one who comes to power. So now he's come to power.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we are saying we're welcoming our colleagues across the nation for this special day where our very own CPA Birya is launching our manifesto. Now, the launch of our manifesto is being done from Mombasa, and it should not be assumed that this is a launch that is being done simply because she comes from Coast. This is a national event. This is an important event that attracts the attention of all CPS across the nation. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to first of all congratulate CPS and Birya for nomination for vying for council position in this year 2025 for the period 2025 to 2027. There is so much so that has been said about Florence Birya CPA, and there is a lot more that has not been said about CPA Florence Birya. But there are certain attributes about her that we need to share so that all CPAs across the nation may know that we are not just giving them a CPA, but we are giving them a solution that ISPAC as an institute requires most. Now, the elections for ISPAC for this year are coming at a very critical time when ISPAC itself faces a lot of challenges and a lot of concerns